Hmm. All right. What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with a very special live stream for you guys. So I was sitting here watching Thursday Night Football. By the way, shout out to the Niners getting that dub. Really impressive. Of course, we got to play them in a couple weeks. That should be fun. Luckily, it's in Cleveland, so maybe the Niners will have a little bit of jet lag. Not to mention, we'll be coming off a bye, so we'll be pretty well rested. But you see the title of this lovely live stream. It says, "Let's reminisce about the Browns." Now, you look up the definition, and it's essentially indulging in like happy memories, except in this case, let's just say it's mostly not so happy because since I've been on YouTube, this team has been ass for the most part. In fact, the date I joined YouTube, September 23rd, 2014. Although you think, okay, so you joined, the channel was created September 23rd, 2014. My first legit video, which wasn't even a Browns or even football related video, was posted a year later, March 8th, 2015. It's not even, it's literally just a random student section video from a high school game I went to. Yeah, in the Cleveland area. I saw Omari Spellman play basketball in person. Yeah, he was in the NBA for a good hot minute, but yeah, it was pretty cool. You know, I knew how good that kid was, and I was like, I'm gonna go watch him one day. So yeah, and I'm high school. Now, my first Browns video was the Johnny Manziel draft reaction, and that was posted April 25th. So in this live stream, I'm going to go through the rosters of all the Browns teams that have been out there since I joined YouTube in 2014. Now, lo and behold, my first year technically on YouTube, the Browns were actually not bad, somewhat. 2014, we go October 1st because that was a 53-man roster. We're going to go through the 53-man roster from 2014 until now. We're just going to see how good this team gets. So back in 2014, ladies and gents, here's what our team looked like according to ourlads.com, the website I like to use for depth charts. So, oh boy, starting quarterback was Brian Hoyer. Of course, offensive line, you had the GOAT, Joe Thomas, another GOAT, Joel Bitonio, who very well could be a Hall of Famer in his own right. Alex Mack, God, that was a pretty good, solid old line. John Greco, who wasn't bad in his own right, and Mitchell Schwartz. That was a very good offensive line. The receivers that Hoyer and even Johnny were throwing to, Andrew Hawkins, Miles Austin, Travis Benjamin, Taylor Gabriel, Marlon Moore, LaRon Bird. Who? That's what all of you are saying. Who? Literally, none of those receivers are, as far as I'm concerned, even in the league anymore. Travis was in the league for a while after he left us, but I think injuries hurt his career, literally. Miles Austin's a coach. Hawkins is doing podcasts and stuff. In fact, I'm pretty sure the majority of these guys on this team are all retired or like out of the league. Tight ends, of course, you have the original Captain Concussion, Jordan Cameron, Gary Barnidge, Jim Dre, who's a coach somewhere, and Jarrell Robinson. Who? Running backs. Oh, you're going to love this. Terrence West, Isaiah Crowell, Glenn Winston, and Ben Tate. And then Ray Agnew was a fullback. Ha ha, wow, what a goated offense that was. Jacob, we're not getting JT. I hope nobody thought I was trying to say we were getting him. We're not. I don't think we're going to get him. I was just reacting to an article that I saw. Now the defense. Oh, defense wasn't that bad talent-wise. Up front, you had Desmond Bryant, Atiba Rubin, who was with the team for a while. Phil Taylor, who is still, I think, in Cleveland. He still lives in the area. I see him on podcasts and everything. I think he has his own like podcast or something. Yeah, he's still loyal to the brown and orange, which is nice. And Paul Kruger. Yeah. He had his moments. He was all right. But the backups, though, Jabal Sheard, he was in the league for a while. John Hughes, Ishmael Kitchen, Amonte Bryant, Billy Wynn. Ass. Literally, almost all that entire front line is ass, except for Kruger, Rubin, Taylor, Bryant. They were decent. And then Sheard was probably the best of the backups. Linebackers, Craig Robertson, Carlos Dansby, Barkevius Mingo, and then Christian Kirksey, who actually just retired today. Yeah, how about that, huh? Yep. And then secondary was Joe Hayden, Dante Whitner, Tashawn Gibson, and Buster Screen. Arguably the best secondary we've had before the one we have now. Really. Like, it was a solid secondary. Like, I think Sheldon Brown had just left or whatever. Yeah. That was like the end of like the elite years of Joe Hayden. Because then he started getting hurt and it just was not working out. And you have Justin Gilbert. Jim Leonard, he's now a coach. He's been a defensive coordinator for years now, in fact. But Jordan Poyer's actually still playing. He's the only one, I think, on this defense that's still playing, to my knowledge. I think K1 actually is, though. I'm not sure about him and Buster. Tishon, I think, is still playing. Right? No, or did he retire? I know for a fact Jordan Poyer's still playing. Yeah. Kirksey just retired. And I don't think anyone else is still playing. Yeah. I'm almost certain nobody else is still playing. So this was the team that we had in my first year on YouTube, 2014. Moving to 20, quarterback Josh McCown, running backs Duke Johnson, Isaiah Crowell, Robert Turbin, Sean Drawn. Oh my God. Malcolm Johnson, fullback. Receivers, you had Andrew Hawkins, Travis Benjamin, Taylor Gabriel, Brian Hartline, who's now the Ohio State offensive coordinator, Dwayne Bowe, probably one of the worst signings we've had, like, all time, like, since the Browns came back. We've had some bad ones. That dude was getting paid to literally not even play. We all thought, oh yeah, Dwayne Bowe is going to be good. Nah. He was ass. Marlon Moore, of course. Booty. The defense. Oh, God. Up front, Desmond Bryant, Denny Shelton, Randy Starks, John Hughes, Mater, Bryant, and Cooper were backing them up. Linebackers, Mingo, Dansby, Kirksey, and Kruger. That's actually not a bad linebacking core, believe it or not. The backups were mainly ass, though. Yeah. Secondary really didn't change besides Tremont Williams being brought in. And he wasn't very good, let's be honest. And then we go to 2016. Yep. And for some reason, 2015, 2016, for some weird, wacky reason, I was like watching these like content creators on YouTube, and they were talking massive amounts of crap to one another. And for some reason, I saw that and I was like, hey, yo, let me try that. Yeah. I actually tried talking trash on YouTube in what they would call the trash talk circle. Definitely not one of my proudest little things there. I don't know why I did it. Now that I think about it, I tried it. It didn't really help that I had really nothing to talk trash for because my team was literal ass. And little did I know, this would be one of the worst years ever. Now, heading into the 2016 offseason, they gutted the team completely. Like, almost all the good veterans were gone. And for some reason, I looked at this roster straight up, dead ass, and thought, oh, yeah, they're going to be good. They're going to be good. I really wish I could go back in time and smack myself in the freaking face, square in the freaking side of the face for saying that. If I could go back in time to 2016, you know? Because if you watch my videos back then, I was gassing this team up like they were a playoff contender. Honestly, I know how Steelers, Bengals, and Ravens fans felt back then. Because I want to laugh at myself for saying that crap. Knowing what I know now. Oh, God. Little did I know. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, why did I do that to myself? I was gassing my team up like they were actually something. Here's the roster for anyone who doesn't know. Quarterback, Cody Kessler. Now, this was updated after RG3 had already gotten hurt. He didn't even really play. I wouldn't even call him our starter at that point. Cody Kessler and Josh McCown were starting games. Isaiah Crowell, Duke Johnson, George Atkinson. Didn't he pass away a couple years ago, I thought? Pretty sure he did. I could be wrong. I don't know. But he was our number 3 running back. He was actually pretty good. Not going to lie. He was actually decent. Crowell was all right. Duke Johnson was useful for the most part until he wanted out. Malcolm Johnson, fullback, whatever. Offensive line. The left side was goated. Thomas, Batonio, and Greco was all right. But my God, the right side was repulsive. We talk about how much we hate and we just don't like and how bad Jed Wills is. You clearly haven't seen Austin Paztor. Ass tour. Ha ha ha. My God. Alvin Bailey. Who? We literally had NPCs on the right side of our offensive line, and we wondered why Cody Kessler turned into a statue by like his second year in the league. I mean, look at the receivers. Andrew Hawkins, who was all right, but he was at the end of his career. Terrell Pryor. We were down so bad. We were hyping up Terrell Pryor like he was something really good. I mean, he was solid for, his situation, being a quarterback turned receiver. But my God, we were hyping him up like he was Calvin Johnson. And then, of course, he had the whole situation after the season where we were trying to re-sign him, but his lovely agent, I think Rosenhaus, was being stupid and driving his price up when he should have just taken what we were giving him. And he didn't. He left and we never heard from him again. In terms of football, he vanished in football without a trace, really. Fizzling out. My dude went just like that. He had Hawkins, he had Pryor, Lewis, Stonehands, Rashard Higgins, Mr. Hollywood. Corey Coleman. He was actually in the league last I saw. I don't know what happened to him. I think he's been hurt mostly. And then Jordan Payton was, yeah, nothing. Tight ends, Gary Barnidge, Randall Telfair, and Seth DeValve. Ugh. Running backs, like I said, Forwell, Johnson, and Atkinson. Not too bad. Defense, ass. Meter, Dennis Shelton, he's still in the league. Yeah. Dennis Shelton is still playing to this day. Xavier Cooper. What? Tyrone Holmes. Who? Gabe Wright. Who? Stephen Paya. Huh? Carl Nassib was still playing until he just retired. Linebackers, Emmanuel Ogba's still playing. Demario Davis, I think, is still playing. Jericho just retired, and Schobert, he's been all over the place. I don't even know what he's up to right now. Secondary, Joe Hayden, E. Taylor. Jamar Taylor. Wow. I seriously thought this team was going to be a playoff team or something. Oh, my God. I want to smack myself in the face from back then. The defense looks great. Yeah, now it does. And you're probably thinking, crazy dog, what would happen if this Browns team that we have now faced that team? You want to know what would happen? Oh, man. You ever seen a murder? Do you really think an offensive line of, Joe Thomas would, oh my God. Joe Thomas versus Myles Garrett. Oh boy. We might as well just eliminate that side because Joe is not giving up to freaking Myles. No, not even I would say that. But on the other side, Zadarius Smith versus Austin Pastor. Dalvin Tomlinson versus Alvin Bailey. To be fair, Joe Batonia versus Shelby Harris would be a battle. But the right side of our D-line would eat Bailey and Pastor for breakfast. Cody Kessler would literally be a statue in the backfield. Not to mention, you mean to tell me that the secondary of Joe Hayden, this is like post-prime Joe Hayden. This is always injured Joe Hayden. Got cooked by everybody, Joe Hayden. Ibrahim Campbell, Jordan Poyer, and Jamar Taylor. Do you think that secondary is effectively shutting down Amari Cooper, DPJ, Elijah Moore, Marquise Goodwin? And with how our defense was, David Njoku and Jordan Akins would essentially be able to have a full course buffet in the middle of the freaking field. Because I remember, we always got killed by tight ends. It was a tradition as old as time. No matter what we did, tight ends would eat against us. So yeah, if you want to know who would win in a game, the current Browns or that Browns from the 2016 era, Kevin Stefanski would coach circles around Hugh Jackson. We would probably break a single game sack record. Zadarius Smith would break a single game sack record against Pastor. Now, as far as the other way around, you'd have, of course, what was it? Freaking Agba, and who else would it even be? Emmanuel Agba and Xavier Cooper versus Jed Wills, and I'm going to just say DeJuan Jones. To be fair, I'm pretty sure Emmanuel Agba would beat Jed Wills like a drum. But Xavier Cooper versus DeJuan Jones, that's like a bigger brother, like a high school big brother, going up against a freaking kindergartner. DeJuan is not giving up anything to Xavier freaking Cooper. Might I remind you guys that in 2017, Carl Nassib literally robbed Myles Garrett of his one and only career pick six so far? He did have a scoop and score against the Ravens, but pick six wise, like him actually catching the ball and running it to the house against the Bears. Never forget that game. But yeah, the current Browns team would absolutely decimate these Browns teams that I'm talking about right now. No question. So if any Browns fans are talking about, oh, this era, this sucks, just remember what we just came out of not too long ago. I'm literally going through the kind of trash that we've went through since my time on YouTube. I literally joined YouTube at the worst possible time. Which, was there really even a good time to join YouTube besides 2018? Right? I mean, think about me, okay? I tried to be a trash talker. Represent my team, talk trash to other fans and other fan bases. This was the team that I had to freaking rep. I literally had to try to gas up a receiving core of Andrew Hawkins, Terrell Pryor, Rashard Higgins, Ricardo Lewis. Oh my God. But it would get better, of course. But yeah, this was just 2016. This wasn't even the winless team. But yeah, this team was bad. Now let's talk about the 2017 team, okay? So we go to 2017 here. And of course, Joe Thomas, very late in his career. In fact, of course, I went to his final ever game. Unknowingly, of course. But yeah, offense. Quarterback Deshaun Kaiser. That was a bad miss right there. Actually had a lot of hope for Deshaun, but Hugh Jackson ruined him pretty much. Yep, Hugh Jackson ruined him. And then behind him we had Kevin Hogan and Cody Kessler. Offensive line, for the most part, was solid. Joe Thomas, Joel Bitonio, J.C. Treader, Kevin Zeitler, and Sean Coleman. Yeah, wasn't too bad. Receiving core, Kenny Britt, Rashard Higgins, Sammy Coates, Ricardo Lewis, Jordan Leslie, and Kason Williams. I will never forget when we picked up Kason Williams. Browns fans on Twitter were losing their minds. They were treating Kason Williams like he was like some stud. It's like, okay. Never really did anything for us, though. Yeah, unfortunately. Running backs, same running backs as before. Isaiah Crowell, Duke Johnson, and Matt Days. Oh, man. Tight ends, Telfair, DeValvin, and Joku. Wow. So, yeah, we've been through some stuff. Defensively, yeah, this wasn't even really fun either. You had Carl Nassib, Trayvon Coley, Danny Shelton, and Emmanuel Ogbah up front. This was under a Greg Williams-led defense, by the way. And of course, Myles Garrett was here, but he was hurt at the time here. So, yeah. He had that high ankle sprain to start his career. Welcome to the NFL, Myles. Here's a high ankle sprain. But yeah, Myles was up there with Larry Ogunjobi and really nothing else. Linebackers, James Burgess, Joe Schobert, Christian Kirksey, along with Jamie Collins. Man, when we freaking traded for him, that was the most what the heck is this trade ever? Just out of nowhere, trading for Jamie Collins. I think that was 2016 or something. He was here for a couple years. He actually wasn't horrible, but he wasn't great either. He had his shortcomings. Secondary wise, it was even more ass than before. Jason McCourty, Jabril Peppers, Derek Kindred, and Jamar Taylor. Now you see why we went 0-16. Because this team stunk. Okay, I'm done talking about this crap. let's get into the actual competent era of Browns football. As, of course, John Dorsey would come in and right after we get rid of Sashi Brown, he leaves. I think he's doing basketball stuff now, believe it or not. But John Dorsey comes in and immediately things start changing for the better. His ass. I mean, it had Sammy Coates in it. Like, what? Like, let me go over this receiving core real quick for that 2017 Browns team. All right. Rashard Higgins, Kenny Britt, Sammy Coates, Ricardo Lewis, Jordan Leslie, and Kason Williams. What? Yeah, that's our receiving core back then. Let's compare that to 2018. Baker gets drafted. Everyone's like, wow, not Sam Darnold or Josh Allen? Like, I'll be honest. The hours leading up to that draft, I did not know who we were taking. Remember, we had two picks in the first round. My ultimate hope was like Baker and Barkley or Baker and Bradley Chubb. Could you just, because I was thinking in my head, Bradley Chubb and Myles Garrett would go so freaking hard. Oh my God. But you know what? We went out and got Denzel Ward. And aside from the concussions and the random injuries, he's been really, really good. He's been exactly what we've wanted. Freaking love Denzel Ward, man. That's my guy. It's even better that he's a hometown kid, too. Right down the street in Macedonia. Went to Ohio State. Oh, I'm sorry, the Ohio State. Can't forget about that, right? But you look at this team. Again, Baker Mayfield, the starting quarterback at this point in the depth chart. Tyrod Taylor got hurt. Lost his job. Never got it back. Who could forget about the running back situation? Remember, guys, for anyone who forgot, Carlos Hyde was the starter. Hugh Jackson was so damn stubborn when it came to giving Nick Chubb carries. It got to the point where John Dorsey had to trade Carlos Hyde just to get Hugh to play Nick Chubb. That Raider game in 2018 was insane. The rare times they gave Nick the ball, he scored. Almost every time he touched the ball, he scored. It's freaking insane, man. Then you had Duke Johnson, too. Okay. Tight ends, David Njoku, Darren Fells, who was solid here. He was a really good weapon for us, that's for sure. Orson Charles, the freaking psychopath, and Seth DeValve. Yeah, whatever. Offensive line, it's not really too bad, to be honest. I mean, you had Desmond Harrison. Oh my God. Remember him? Desmond Harrison at left tackle. Joel Bitonio, Treader, Zeitler, and Hubbard. Boy, what an experience that was. Wow. The receivers, Jarvis Landry. I remember when that happened. We traded for Landry. We traded for Tyrod Taylor, and we traded for Demarius Randall, all within like an hour. I was legit making those videos, and then out of my peripheral vision, I would see an alert for another trade. John Dorsey came in and immediately went to work. Wow. So yeah, Landry, Callaway, Higgins, Ratley. If you look at my channel, look up Damian Ratley draft reaction. For some reason, that video went off. The most random, like 4K views. In fact, I will look it up right now. If you go to my channel, in fact, let me go to my YouTube studio here real quick. Because this is actually insane. Do you know when Chubb's supposed to get surgery? I don't know. He's probably getting it soon. He has 2 surgeries to go through. He has one, the initial surgery, and then he'll have another one when swelling goes down to, I guess, clean up a meniscus injury. Oh, man. Woo. Got to keep the vocal cords moist. But anyways, if you go, let's go to my analytics, all right? This is actually insane. You look at my most popular videos since I've joined YouTube in terms of views. Like, it's actually insane seeing what my most popular videos are. My most popular video is the Browns hype video from 2019 that I posted. I think Odell posted it on Instagram and I reposted it on YouTube. 12,000 views. I mean, pretty much most of my videos, my most popular videos are live streams and they're game streams. The All-Star Saturday Night 2020, 10,000 views. That was a banger. Georgia, Ohio State from last year, 8,000 views. The Utah game against Ohio State, 2022, 5,000 views. And then 2019, Ohio State, Wisconsin Big Ten title game, 5,000 views. Toronto and Milwaukee, game 3 of the playoffs, Eastern Conference Finals, 4,000 views, almost 5,000 at this point. And then Ohio State, Oregon, 2021, when they ran down our throat in the shoe. They shoved their shoe down our throat, pretty much. Or up our ass, I guess you could say. 4,768 views. And then, out of nowhere, you just get this Browns select wide receiver Damian Ratley video. 4,616 views. For a mid-round pick. Then you have my Browns-Broncos Thursday Night Football Lights Out intro. And then, of course, Baker's debut, somewhat, week 3 against the Jets. 4,000 views. That's freaking weird. Damian Ratley has like one of my most popular videos. Damian Ratley, if you're out there, how you doing? I wonder if he saw that video. Saw my reaction to it. Wouldn't be surprised. When I see people in the comments saying like they're a relative, I'm like, for real, or are you a troll? I think there was like someone who claimed he was like Alex Erickson's like relative or something. Like he knows Alex Erickson. Kept popping in my streams every once in a while in the last couple of years. I was like wondering, is that a troll or something? Like, you ain't gonna be trolling like that. That's kind of messed up. For real. But yeah, the offense in 2018 wasn't really that bad. Landry, Callaway, Higgins, Ratley, Willies, and Rod Streeter. Rod freaking Streeter. Oh man, I was at the Derek Willies game against the Ravens when he made that big catch that put us in position to win the game. I remember that. That was fun. Yeah. Then you look at the defense, and you had Garrett, Ogunjobi, Coley, and Agba. Of course, Chris Smith, rest in peace to him. He actually passed away, I think, last year? Something like that. Carl Davis, I think he's still in the league. Devereaux Lawrence, Chad Thomas, who's a rapper, Anthony Zettel, that dude, talk about freaking falling off the face of the earth. Jamie Collins, Joe Schobert, Christian Kirksey, Jannard Avery, DeJuan Hines, James Burgess, Tanner Vallejo, who's still playing football somewhere. I think he's doing like the lower tier leagues, like XFL and stuff. He's still trying though. Yeah. Corners, you had Denzel Ward, Peppers, Demarius Randall, and Terrence Mitchell. Money Mitch. Travis, TJ Carey, EJ Gaines. Oh boy. You had the special teams ace, Tavier Thomas, who's still playing. Yeah, he's still cooking over there in Houston. Yep, still going. Love to see it. But yeah. Secondary wasn't too bad. I'll never forget too. Demarius Randall getting that interception against Cincinnati. Some people actually said, some players said that he would have had a pick 6, but instead he wanted to be petty. And he's like, here, Hugh. He literally went over. He was actually planning on it. He was planning that too. They had a mic'd up session during the game. And Demarius literally said, I get a pick. It's going to Hugh. Sure enough. Yep. Oh boy. Man. But wow. That team was not really that bad compared to what we used to have. And then 2019. It's already like been 4 years since this whole crap happened with 2019. Freddie Kitchens got hired. I think I was at a gas station doing something. I don't remember where I was exactly. I know that for a fact. He was actually, yeah, Greg and his brother, I think it was Blake. They coached on the Browns. They were actually at the season opening tailgate. Yeah, that was pretty cool. They were at the home opener. So they got to see us whoop on the freaking Bungles' asses again. Oh, man. But, this team had all kinds of hype behind it, as you can imagine. People were thinking this team was going to go to the Super Bowl, which, hey, they had a reason to think that. Look at the season they just had. And then they add Odell Beckham and Olivier Vernon, too. Like, they had Baker at quarterback, Nick Chubb, Dontrell Hilliard, and Dearness Johnson, who I think Hilliard and Johnson are still playing in the league somewhere, I'm pretty sure. You had Baker, and then you had the, was AAF GOAT or something, Garrett Gilbert backing him up. Had offensive line, Greg Robinson, Joel Batonio, Treader Cush, and Chris Hubbard. Okay, and now, of course, we traded for Wyatt Teller that offseason, too. Complete fleece job by Dorsey there. The receivers, you had Landry and Beckham. Then you had Higgins and Ratley, Taywan Taylor, and Kaderil Hodge, and then Antonio Callaway, who was suspended because he couldn't stay out of trouble. Defensively, you had Myles Garrett, Olivier Vernon on the edge, Sheldon Richardson, and Larry Ogunjobi in the middle. Sheldon Richardson was really good, man. It was always funny because he and Miles would always be battling for sacks. Linebackers, you had Darius Taylor. Okay. Joe Schobert, Mac Wilson. Oh, God, Mac Wilson. Oh, wow. Yep, that was fun. He wasn't too bad, but he never really got to be that good, to be honest. Secondary, you had Ward, Morgan Burnett, Demarius Randall, and Greedy Williams. Now, at this point in my YouTube career, my YouTube tenure, I should say, I started doing Browns videos for pretty much any little bit of news that came out. Yeah. This is when I really started taking YouTube seriously, right around 2018, 2019 era, right around there. So, yeah, I remember making a video for like the Morgan Burnett signing and everything, treating it like it was a world-beating move. Jermaine Whitehead, dude, freaking went out of freaking radio. Was it radio host in Cleveland, threatening him and everything? Oh boy. But yeah, that team wasn't bad, but it just Freddie Kitchens was not good. Don't even know why we wasted that time. Todd Monken was our OC. There was a lot of crap going around too. The whole "come get me" thing. Todd was even talking to other coaches of other teams about how bad it was over here. Steve Wilkes was the DC. So, Niners fans, if you want to talk about, Steve Wilkes' reputation as a D coordinator, look at what he did with our defense. It wasn't too bad, but we weren't really that good either. Yeah, it was mainly Freddie Kitchens. That dude, I just outcoached himself sometimes. And you can't do that. Not in this league. Nope. So that was 2019. And then came arguably the best run that we've been on. Yeah. Kevin Stefanski gets hired after he was the runner-up in 2019. He gets hired. We're all getting hyped. And then, boom, the virus hits and everything is. Otherwise, it'll keep bugging me. All right, but yeah, if I was talking about every month of every season, I'd be here forever. I just talk about the start of the season, and obviously, like this team would add pieces here and there too. But yeah, up front, you had Jedrick Wills, Joe Batonio, you had Treader, Teller, and Conklin. Essentially what we have now, except Treader is now retired. Yeah. Yeah, he pretty much retired. His knees just could not hold up anymore. Like every time I looked, he was low-key getting banked up. His body, it was taking a toll on him. But yeah, offense was really good. They were damn good. Yep. Now you look at the defense, and the defense was also pretty good too. Myles Garrett, Sheldon Richardson, Larry Ogunjobi, Olivier Vernon. I have not heard from Olivier Vernon since he got hurt. I guess it's just the fact that, nobody really came calling. That's the way it goes. Linebackers, Sione Takitaki, BJ Goodson, and Mac Wilson. Mac Wilson would actually get hurt, and then they would actually sign Malcolm Smith. And essentially, when Malcolm Smith came in there, the defense really kind of changed in terms of mentality-wise. They gained a little bit of swag. It's like Malcolm Smith comes in here and he brings that dog mentality a little bit. Yeah. He was actually really good here, too. He stayed with the Browns for a couple of years. He was solid. He was a solid addition, especially late in the preseason. Too bad the depth really wasn't there, though. That sucked. But the cornerbacks, oh boy, yeah. Denzel Ward, Carl Joseph, Andrew Sendejo, Terrence Mitchell, and Tavier Thomas. If you thought that was something, listen to the backups. Kevin Johnson, Ronnie Harrison, who we traded for, Sheldrick Redwine, Greedy Williams, MJ Stewart, Javante Moffett, and Tavier Thomas. At the point in this part of the season, they did lose a few guys to season-ending injury or whatever. Like Andrew Billings, he opted out. Yeah. There was a couple opt-outs. Curtis Weaver, Grant Delpit were out for the year, I think it was. And David Njoku was on IR as well. And then Jojo Natson, too. We really haven't had a certified punt returner or return man in a while. Think about it. The last couple return men we've signed have been hurt. Jojo Natson, never saw him really, and Jakeem Grant. Isn't that weird? Those are the last two, I think, certified return men we've had. That's crazy. That's actually insane. Wow. That is weird. Natson and then Grant both have suffered season-ending injuries. We've rarely seen them on the field. But yeah, overall the defense was nice though. They definitely got the job done for sure. Wow. I'm just like looking at these guys and it's like, how many of these guys are even still in the league? Like, wow. Sheesh. Ryan Switzer. Gee. Wow. Yeah, the majority of our offense is still in the league. In fact, there's a good majority that are still on the team. Mainly offensive line and Nick Chubb and now Hunt, technically. Yeah. It's really it from the offense besides like Nick Harris. Yeah. And DPJ, of course. Defensively, Garrett's still here, obviously. Jordan Elliott, believe it or not, is still here. Taki is still here. Denzel, obviously. Jacob Phillips, even though he's out for the year. Again. Who else? That is it. Wow. That's really it, like a small handful of players. And then we go to 2021. And this, of course, was injured shoulder Baker Mayfield. Possibly the worst kind of Baker that we've seen. But yeah, the offense, you had Baker, of course. You had Chubb with Kareem. Not much really changed. You had Wills, Petonio, Treader, Teller, and Conklin still. Receivers were DPJ, Beckham, Schwartz, and Higgins. Again, because Landry left. Mainly. Yeah. Trying to see if there was anybody on IR, of course. Oh, yeah, Landry was on IR at this point. That's right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he was on IR, as was Anthony Walker. That's right. Yep. Hooper and Joku and Bryant at tight end. Solid offense, if I had to say so. Defensively, Myles Garrett, Malik Jackson, Malik McDowell, Jadeveon Clowney up front. You had Tack McKinley, Jordan Elliott, Billings, Jackson. Yeah, whatever. Linebackers, Sione Takitaki, Malcolm Smith, Mac Wilson, and JOK. And then the secondary was Ward, Harrison, John Johnson III, Greg Newsome, with Troy Hill, Greedy Williams, Delpit, and others. Yeah, this team is actually pretty good, but the quarterback situation was what really held us back. Because Baker was too stubborn. He didn't want to sit out and get that shoulder surgery and get himself right for what would have been last year. But instead, he wanted to play with a bad shoulder, and that affected his throwing mechanics, and he wound up sucking ass. And he cost himself millions of dollars. He can blame anyone he wants. He cost himself millions of dollars by playing that year. By the way, Cole says, 99 cents, his first super chat. Wow. $1. A $1 holla. I'm more of Kaiser guy. I love weed. Weed. I'll give Mayfield props. He changed. Yeah, he did. Yep, he definitely did. But I think what rubbed us the wrong way was the fact that what happened in 2021. We love the guy. He was using Jesus to us. But what happened was, we threw that interception because Schwartz gave up on the route. And, it was downhill from there. Oh, we deleted the thing. Yo, why'd you delete the freaking comment, the thing, man? I was giving you props. Holla, $1 holla, how you doing? Guess you don't want a $1 holla? Oh, yeah, he did change the energy. That's one thing I'll give him that. Really makes you wonder what would have happened if he just, A, didn't throw the interception, or B, decided to take the shoulder surgery and come back ready for last year, right? Case Keenum was more than capable of holding it down. But no, he wanted to keep playing. And in turn, he cost himself millions of dollars. And the front office saw him suck, and they were like, yeah, we can't do this. We can't do this at all. I feel like the game that helped the front office decide to go away from Baker was that Minnesota game. He did some very bad things there. Oh, perm shot. $10 holla, how you doing, huh? A $10 holla, boom, yeah. Yeah. Celebrate the first super chat with perm shot. Wow, $10. You sent me a whole ton schmackaroos. Damn. Now see, who was that guy, that right guy that freaking had a $1 holla? Why'd you delete it, buddy? I gave you the props, He's like, hey, $1 holla, how you doing? Oh yeah, shout out to Paramshot for the 10 Schmecker Rouge. 10 Schmecker Rouge! Oh, there's Cole, right? I want to feel Mike Pettin's body. What? You send me $2 to say that. Okay. I mean, Pettin, I'll be honest, didn't really give him a fair shot. He really didn't. No. Just like Chud. We didn't really give him a fair shot either. I mean, those poor souls had to deal with Johnny Manziel and the crap that salad. They had to deal with all that crap. I mean, God, if I had to deal with that bald-headed loser, freaking Ray Farmer, I would have been like Kyle Shanahan too. I would have made a freaking 100 slide presentation just telling you how ass Ray Farmer was. That's literally what happened. That's what happened. Kyle Shanahan said, I want out of here. And he made a 30-some slide presentation on PowerPoint essentially saying how he wants out. And now he's over in San Francisco. Okay. But yeah, Mike Patton was just not really given a good shot. He was a solid coach. You know, it was always funny. Whenever they'd show him on the sideline, he'd always have the same schmug look with the glasses. Quandale? Bro, do you want me to freaking, like, do something like dance, do the truffle shuffle or something? My guy, Quandale Dingleberry the third. Yeah, $50. Oh no. Coach Prime, let's jump on the bandwagon, guys. No. Says, go Browns. I'm out. Deuces. This dude, Quandale, literally, this is what Quandale did, all right? This is what Quandale did. He's like, hey, yo, crazy dog. Broke out the wallet, dished out a fit. He said, here you go. I'm out of here. Have a good day. How you doing? I'll see you Sunday. Yeah. Let's get this damn W, huh? Let's get this damn W. Yeah. Let's get this damn W, okay? Yeah. I'm not dancing. That's not going to happen. I don't want to get banned off of YouTube. Imagine if I just started doing the truffle shuffle. Oh, God. I would get banned off of YouTube immediately. What's up, Robert? How you doing, buddy? How you doing? But yeah, in case you haven't noticed, $60, well, 61, have been donated in this just random stream on a freaking Friday morning. I wasn't even trying to go live tonight. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go live and we're going to reminisce through the pain that I've suffered through. So I'm going to continue here. Go Browns, yeah. But we're going to talk about the 2022 team real quick here. So this team was very good, but of course, Deshaun Watson was acquired, and we didn't see him for the first 11 games. At first, it was originally 6. Now, what if Deshaun's suspension was still 6? I think we could have definitely been much, much better. We still probably would have, lost some games because, the whole rust thing. But Jacoby Brissett, to his credit, he held it down. Jacoby was the starting quarterback. Chubb, Hunt, still the running backs, of course. Offensive line is essentially what you see now. In fact, it is what you see now, pretty much. I mean, it's literally the same thing. Receivers, nothing much really changed. We brought in Elijah Moore, of course, and Marquise Goodwin. Cooper, Peoples-Jones, and Bell. Schwartz, Woods, and Felton. Yeah. Overall, not a bad offense at all. And then the defense, there was definitely some good changes there. Myles Garrett, Jordan Elliott, Taven Bryan, Jadeveon Clowney up front. Like, we really thought Jadeveon Clowney was going to be something. Linebackers, JOK, Phillips, and a little bit of Taki. Ooh, Taki. Ooh, Taki. Yeah. Jordan Kunezik and Tony Fields, whatever. Secondary was Denzel Ward, or yeah, it's pretty much the same to this day, except John Johnson's no longer here. We replaced John Johnson with Juan Thornhill. I'll take that. But yeah, Ward, Delpit, Johnson III, Emerson, and Newsom. Overall, that sounds like a really solid secondary. And then, of course, we look at this year, which we already know. I'm not really going to go through this secondary. We already know what it is. We already know how it is. Yeah. Yes, that 10 was for Chubb. Pushing the crap out of Hunter to the Browns for some reason. I've done 3 editions of their trade deadline big board that they post every week. Every week they have us as a team involved in Hunter. Now, Crazy Dog, if you had to choose, which guy would you rather have? Za'Darius or Daniil? I like Za'Darius because we already have him. Honestly, Daniil Hunter would be dope. I'm pretty sure Kwesi blocked Andrew Berry's number. Or I'm sure the conversation went something like, okay, Andrew, I'll give you Za'Darius, but that's it. Stop calling me. Right? Damn. Stop calling me. Seriously. You're annoying me. Stop it. And then I could just see Andrew just keep calling him over and over again. I mean, Andrew Berry, he learned from Howie Roseman. Do not underestimate my guy, Andrew Berry, especially now. I don't think we're going to be an all-in type of team, but if he sees an opportunity to strike to make this team better, to take advantage of the situation that we're in, he will. He will take advantage. My prediction for Sunday is Watson goes off for 3 tutties and the defense goes crazy. Your lips to God's ears, Quandale. Your lips to God's ears. I've always heard people talk about how good Watson has been against the Titans in his career. If we see a Watson, like classic Watson performance, I'm talking like pre-crap Watson, like pre-2020, where he was like really good. If we see that kind of Watson on Sunday, oh, this is going to be fun. But yeah, Cam Akers, that was a guy that I wanted the Browns to go after. And I kid you not, Scott. I kid you not. I made that video yesterday. The trade deadline big board video. I made that video. In fact, let me see here. Let me see. Let me go to my my lovely analytics thing here. Let me go to my channel. All right, let's go to my videos here. So, I did my, I think it was the big board video, or was it my replace Nick Chubb? It was one of those 2 videos. I think it was the big board. I made that video. Not 5 minutes later, I checked my phone. Cam Akers to the Vikings. I kid you not. I kid you not. Funniest thing ever. Happened with Hooper, too, I think, a few years ago. I'm going to the game. I hope so. Yeah, I'm hoping we don't embarrass myself. That would be great. Wait, what did Sam say? Crazy Dog, who would you rather? Whoa, dude, Sam, what are you talking about, bro? I just saw that comment. What are you trying to say, huh? Slap freaking Kitchens in the freaking side of the face. Petting? No, I ain't. No, kiss his bald ass head. Yeah, be like people that like rub their bald head for good luck. Yeah. Oh man, but can I follow you on Instagram? I don't see why not. I don't usually go on Instagram much anymore. I'll go on there every once in a while, but not really a whole lot. Jonathan Taylor video. Like, we won't know he's done until he freaking comes out and says it. I swear, if I look on my feed one day on Twitter and I see a tweet from Rappaport or Schefter or the Browns or Chubb himself or whatever saying, breaking news. If I see this tweet, I'm going to be so sad. Breaking news. Browns running back Nick Chubb has announced his retirement after, 5 years in the NFL due to that gruesome knee injury suffered Monday Night Football against the Steelers. If he legit retires because of that injury, Browns fans are going to hate Minkah Fitzpatrick for the rest of his life. That dude would not be able to set foot in Cleveland. I mean, Nick Chubb was cooking on Monday night. He was looking like he was going to kill them again for another 100 yards at least. They couldn't stop him. But then this dude's wildly out here tackling him at the legs. I get it. You can't tackle him up top because he'll freaking shrug you off like a freaking flea. Right? But, I'm going to go for the legs. But I guess that's what they got to do now. They can't tackle up top. I had Devo in fantasy. Easy 25. Hey. Timeout lengths. You can now put people in different lengths ranging from 10 seconds to 24 hours, huh? So, yeah, moderators, in case you didn't hear that, or in case you didn't know, you can put people in timeout from 10 seconds to a whole damn day. So I'm telling you, for any moderators out there, if someone's in the chat pissing you off, you could ban them for a whole 2 days, pretty much, a whole 24 hours. So if someone's pissing you off on the Buckeyes stream that I do on Saturday, you could essentially ban them all the way through the Browns game and then the rest of that day on Sunday. That's actually very useful. Wow. Because it used to be a guaranteed 300 seconds, but no. No. Actually, very useful. I just hope people don't start misusing that. Banning randoms for like 10, 24 hours. Oh, well. Oh, the only way to stop him and injure him, Coach Tomlin. Pretty much. Because he's like a runaway freight train when he gets going. Man, that's some good stuff. Yeah. Okay, so I think I'm going to wrap this up, guys, here soon. I don't think I'm a moderator in your Buckeye stream. You're a moderator on the channel, Quandale. It doesn't matter what stream I do on here. You're a moderator. You're just never in the Buckeyes streams. I have like a certain group that's always in those streams. I have my Buckeye crowd. I have my Cavs crowd, my Guardians crowd, my Browns crowd. I haven't really done enough Blue Jackets games to really have a Blue Jackets crowd. But mostly everyone meshes in with with all the streams except for Buckeyes. People throw I don't really want people to throw crap at Minkah. I just want Minkah to get booed out of the freaking building. I want him to get booed so loud he can't hear himself. He can't hear himself think. At least we got an O-line person in Dalton Reisner. Yeah, that was a good move. Again, Kwesi Adolfo Menza had been cooking over there in Minnesota. And for those wondering, who the heck is Kwesi? Who are you talking about? Who's Kwesi? He used to be in our front office. And then Minnesota hired him last year. And some Minnesota Vikings fans on social media have been kind of going after him for his activities or lack thereof. But it seems like he's gotten back in their good graces with these recent moves. I thought you streamed on your Buckeyes. No, I don't stream on that channel yet. No, I don't stream on that channel. I'm not streaming on that channel until it probably hits about 100 subs. Because I'm not going to do streams over there until probably next year at the earliest. Or he breaks his leg. I don't want to wish injury on anyone, but when someone needs you, deserve the same. I mean, not trying to see him get hurt. but you could say it was kind of karmic, where he hurt himself too on the tackle. And then after that, he tried to tackle Jerome Ford, took a solid block from Deshaun, who kind of got him in the chest a little bit, roughed him up a bit there. And then he tried to catch Jerome Ford, and he missed. So I guess you could say that was kind of like the football gods hitting him with some karma for that kind of low-key dirty hit. Oh, he's not a dirty player. But that was a dirty-ass hit, what he did. God. Going for the damn legs because we couldn't stop him. I can't stop him. I can't tackle him. That's your problem. At least try to slow him down, right? For your teammates to bring him down. Don't go freaking going for the legs. You might have just ruined his career. And like I said earlier I think I said it earlier in my last video. If Nick Chubb comes back, and if I'm Nick Chubb, I'm working like hell get back next year. I'm not even thinking about retiring because I got a little score to settle. And when I see that Steeler game on the schedule, I'm circling that sucker. And when I'm in that game, I'm looking for 39. And I'm just thinking, please come over here. Come here. Come over here. And if I see number 39 coming at me, I'm stiff arming him into the ground. I'm taking his freaking helmet and I'm shoving it into the ground. Yeah. Put a nice little shoulder to his freaking face, just fucking him over. Thoughts on Mitchell not coming back? Who said he's not coming back? Who said he's not coming back next year? Ugh. Has it been confirmed he's not coming back next year? Like, this would be his last season? Oh, but crazy dog. I just heard he wasn't signing an extension this year. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's check his contract situation. Because I'm done talking about the Browns. Let's talk a little bit other stuff. I'm going to be heading out here in a little bit, guys. Just want to look at something here. Looking at his contract. All right. See what people are panicking about. So, we're currently heading into the 2023-2024 season. Mitchell still has next year, 24-25, and then he has a player option for 2025-26. Is there really any reason to extend him now? No. There's no reason to extend him now. He's still got another at least 2 years left. If anything, one year legit left on his contract. Next year. He's got this year and next year. And then a player option for 25-26. Do you really think we're going to let him go anywhere near free agency? Now, I'm sure Knicks fans and all these other fan bases are going to start, fantasizing about, oh yeah, he's going to be gone from Cleveland. They're not going to say if he leaves Cleveland. No, they're going to say when. They don't want to see him stick around. No, they want him to leave. And I'm telling you, the day I see a Woj tweet announcing the extension of Donovan Mitchell, I might make a video just laughing at the Knicks fans that thought he was leaving. I need to stop Henry on Sunday for fantasy-wise. Bleacher Report. Yeah, they were just talking about him not extending. We're not extending him this year. Like I said, he's still got another 2 years at least. He's got this year upcoming. He's got next year for sure. And then he's got a player option. He might pick that up. We'll see. But since Scott mentioned baseball, let's see what the standings look like. I know we're out of it, but I just want to see what the playoff seedings would look like right now. And then I'm probably going to head out here in about 5 minutes. Man. Ah. All right, so I think we will. And I'm not really worried about Derrick Henry, especially if our defense if our defense does what they've done the last 2 weeks. I'm not really worried about Henry. Our interior D line is as good as it's been in years. Like Najee Harris did practically nothing. I'm worried about Henry going around the edge, around the tackles. If Miles and Za'Darius can set the edge and they can shut down any running lanes, we'll be fine. Especially like what we did against Tennessee in 2020, where we were just blowing the doors off them. We made them get rid of the run game. Guards will not win with current ownership, plain and simple. Well, thank God current ownership's not going to be in place for much longer. That's for sure. Because Blitzer is going to be taken over in a couple years. But division-wise, yeah, I mean, the AL East is essentially secured. It's just about who wins the actual AL East. Minnesota is up 8.5 on us. We're actually one game away from being eliminated. So, Scott, get this. All you guys need to do tomorrow is win. You win, and both us and the Tigers are eliminated. Yep. In fact, if we lose tomorrow, we'll be in third place in the Central. But we got Bieber on the mound, so I'm feeling confident about Bieber. Hopefully, Bieber has a classic masterclass. That'd be great. And yeah, Minnesota wins simply with a win tomorrow, so they'll be popping bottles. Yep. Most likely they got the champagne all ready to go tomorrow, regardless. Because the magic number to clinch the division is 1. Now, AL West, it's going to be a bit of a dogfight. Houston, Seattle, and Texas are all within like a game of one another. The elimination number for Seattle and Texas is literally 10. So whoever wins the AL West is probably going to win it in the last like series of the season. Yeah. And Seattle and Texas play each other a lot over their final couple games here. NL wise, I mean, the Braves already won their division. Yeah, they clinched their division comfortably. NL Central, Milwaukee. Damn, they ran away with that thing. God, they ran away with it. I didn't even realize that. But I thought the big dogs of Ohio were going to win the division. Right? I was told the big dogs of Ohio are going to win the division, right? Dashy? You're third place behind the Cubs. Ugh. That's tough. That's tough. Oh, crazy dog, why are you talking crap? You're probably going to be in third place too. Yeah, but the thing is, I mentioned this all year, really. The Reds have been living off that bogus-ass win streak that they had earlier this year all the rest of the season. They never really matched that kind of momentum all year. That was literally like a flash in the pan. They were really good during that time, and then they kind of went down to like mid-tier, and they've been kind of bleh as of late. But damn, I was thinking they might actually be able to make the playoffs, and they completely folded. Their magic number's 1, just like ours, and Chicago's is 2. But Chicago has still got a chance at the wild card, as does Cincinnati. So yeah, they're looking like they're probably going to be a wild card team, if anything. And then NL West has been all Dodgers. So yeah, those are the division-wise. Man, if Browns actually knew how to draft, we could have had Aaron Donald, Tyreek Hill, Miles on the same team. Yeah, we could have had a lot of people. I will never forget the night that Honey Badger was drafted. We were right there, and I was thinking we're going to take him. And instead, we took Leon freaking McFadden. And then I think right after that, Honey Badger went. Twins will be first round exits. I mean, damn. They might be. They very well might be. But yeah, right now the matchups would be Minnesota versus Tampa. It's looking like that's what it's going to be. Minnesota and Tampa. Yeah. Yeah, Minnesota versus Tampa Bay. Unless Baltimore sells a little bit, they fall off because we faced them for 4 games. So if you're a Rays fan, and I do know there are some Rays fans that follow the channel, I'm sure they're hoping that we beat Baltimore. Otherwise, it'll be Baltimore versus Minnesota in the first round, wild card round. And it would be in, I think it'd be in Minnesota. Yeah, it would be in Minnesota. Wow. That's crazy. And then you'd have like Baltimore, Houston, or Tampa, Houston. They would have their, oh no, it could even be, like Houston, Seattle, and Texas are all fighting too. Who knows how that AL wild card's going to shape out. But right now, the matchups would be Tampa versus Minnesota, and then Toronto would face either Seattle or Texas. Personally, I want to see Toronto and Texas face off. 2016 was a fun series between those two. I want to see it again. Like, I really do. Although Seattle and Toronto would be a good time, it'd be a good series to run back from last year. We all remember what happened last year in that series. That was fun too. Guardians, yeah, we're done in wild card. We're eliminated. Our season's pretty much over after probably tomorrow, most likely. Yankees, they're actually still alive, but their magic number's 3. Which means they're pretty much done for. As is Boston. Bro, this is actually insane. This is going to be the first time in a while, actually, that we're not going to have no Yankees or Red Sox. Like, look at the cast of characters that could be in this freaking AL playoffs. Baltimore, Houston, Minnesota, Tampa, Toronto, Seattle, or Texas. What a cast of characters. And you look at all those teams, literally like 4 of those teams were in the playoffs last year. Houston, Tampa, Toronto, and Seattle. That's freaking crazy how it ended up. Baltimore, I give you guys major props. If there's any O's fans watching, they literally were ass last year. But you know what? Their fans knew. They saw what was cooking in the minors, and they were like, just wait on it. Just wait. Just wait on it. We're going to be good. We'll be fine. Look at that. They're looking at a 100-win season. Now, of course, they still got to fend off Tampa Bay, who's not going anywhere, obviously. But that AL is going to be fun. Now, looking at the NL, same kind of situation, low-key. A lot more teams are still alive, believe it or not, too. Atlanta and the Dodgers would have the first-round byes. There's no debating that at all. Like, they've already popped bottles for their divisions. They've had their divisions clinched for a while, I'm pretty sure. For like months, legit. Milwaukee is still kind of, I mean, they haven't clinched yet, but they're going to clinch. Yeah. The wild card is where things are going to be fun. Philly, all right, Arizona, and then we either get Chicago or Miami. Now remember, there's no Game 163s. If there was, we would have gotten Seattle, Texas, again, which they play each other. So we're going to have someone out of that rumble there coming out of that. Unless they split something. And then Chicago, Miami again. Ah, yeah, Chicago and Miami. 2003 already comes to mind when I think of those two teams in the playoffs. Bartman. That's all I got to say. Bartman. Wow. Cincinnati's even lurking too. Don't sleep on the Giants or even the Padres. Heck, the Pirates aren't even dead yet. The Pirates are actually 9 games under 500. Wow. I don't think they're going to be around. They're not going to be over 500, but they're going to be respectable. I'm sure Pirates fans are like kind of happy with what they got, considering they didn't have O'Neal Cruz for a while. I don't even know if he's back yet. Maybe this will give their fan base a little bit of hope, you know? Well, imagine if we get Soto. Bruh. These idiots chose Justin Gilbert, that frat boy from A&M, Phil Taylor, Mingo. The list goes on. Yep. Classic Ray Farmer failures. Although Phil Taylor wasn't bad. But the rest of them. I mean, to be fair, that Mingo draft, there really wasn't anybody good in that draft. That draft as a whole was ass. There's barely anybody still around from that draft in the first round. Boston fell off big time. They got rid of Chaim Bloom too, so I don't know who they're going to hire to replace him as GM. I wish we had Dan Gilbert as the Guards owner. He would go after Showtime from the Angels. If we had Dan Gilbert as the owner of the Guardians, we wouldn't have to worry about free agency. He'd be buying everybody. Because, I mean, yeah, we have a nice farm system. He'd be extending players. And he'd be extending players. He'd be signing good free agents. It'd be insane. But yeah, we're not getting Soto, Quandale. Don't even try to get that in my head. We're not getting him. He's going to want a good contract when he eventually hits free agency. I'll do a whole video talking about guys we could go after. Besides, I think if we do anything, it's going to be via trade. Yeah, it's going to be via trade. Because we don't do very well in free agency, as you know by now. Just look at what we did this past offseason. Mike Zunino. Granted, he was coming off a major injury. Thoracic outlet syndrome is nothing to laugh at as a catcher. Because you use your wrists a lot, and his wrists were dead pretty much. He couldn't do anything. At the plate, he was practically a stiff. Yeah, I mean, overall, our free agent signings really weren't that good. I think what really hurt us, too, was the fact that we were still somewhat in it heading into August. Because that prevented us from calling up the youngsters, but they wanted to still compete, and then they fell on their face. Dolans need to be in retirement home. Yeah. But give them a couple, 4 more years, and they'll give up the goods, and David Blitzer will be the new guy in town. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this up. So, shout out to everybody who came through. This was a lot of fun. And also, of course, shout out to the people that donated. Paramjot, first time ever donating on this channel, believe it or not. $10 holla, how you doing? Cole Wright, $2. All right, he says, I want to feel Mike Pettin's body. Wonderful. And then Quandale Dingleberry dropped a freaking nuke in the chat. $50. And said, go Browns, I'm out. For a grand total of $62 donated to the dog fund. Blitzer should be the new owner next year. I wish he could be, but I think he'll be taken over by 2027, I thought. Go Buckeyes. Yeah. All right, crazy. I'll see you Saturday. Yep. I will be live on Saturday night for Buckeyes and Fighting Irish. And then, of course, I'll be right back here Sunday at 1 for Browns and Titans. And then, if anything else happens, I will also do a stream for the Guardians. Maybe next week. We'll see. I might stream one of those Reds games. That's one, because that's one of the last. I might stream the very last Guardians home game of the season, because that is most likely going to be Tito's very last home game as manager. As far as off-season content for the Guardians, don't expect too much. I'll do videos for free agency, if any rumors are out there. And of course, once Tito officially announces his retirement, which that's what we expect at this point, Tito's probably going to retire after this year. So I'll do a video talking about that when he officially announces it. And then I'll do videos just like I did for the Browns when it comes to finding a coach. When I hear about the Guardians interviewing somebody for the manager job, I'll do a video on that, like I did for the Browns. So, yeah, shout out to everyone who came through, and shout out to the people that donated. I mean, not even capping when I say it's because of you guys that I'm doing this. I don't do it for the money part. I do it because, this is fun. I always say, like, the litter the chat, the litter I get, the more lit I get. When the chat isn't really popping, which there's times where it's not really popping, I understand that. I know exactly how much energy to put into a stream. If the chat's not really going crazy and there's a good game, I'll be chill. But my God, when that chat gets lit, oh my God, I turn up. I turn up. That's going to be sad. Yep. Yep. So, like I said, I'll see you all on Saturday. And another football weekend is upon us. Do you think Buckeyes win? Yeah. What else do you think, Jacob? Do you either think I'm going to say we're going to lose to the damn Irish? Hell no. Come on now, man. What are we doing here? But yeah, I will see you all later. It's always popping on Sundays. Always. That's why I like football season. The chat's always popping. Yeah. So I will see you all later. Let's go Browns. Go Cavs. Go Guards. Are you going to do any Blue Jackets live streams? Maybe. Maybe like one or two. It really depends on, if the Cavs are playing or whatever. I might do like one, like maybe around, might do the home opener. We'll see. Harrison is going off on Saturday. Yeah, he is. I hope so. Marv, I hope so. But I'll see you all on Saturday night, unless something else comes up. Crazy Dog, what would you do if you got Jonathan Taylor? If I woke up tomorrow to news that we're trading for Jonathan Taylor, I don't care what time of day it is, I'm jumping on stream and I'm going crazy. Yep. I'm jumping on stream. This trade could literally go down at 3:30 a.m. I don't care. I'm jumping on stream and I'm getting lit. I'm going crazy. Obviously, that wouldn't happen because football trades rarely ever happen past like 10 p.m. Although basketball trades, those things ain't got no time limit. Freaking Kawhi Leonard was traded at like 2:30 a.m. I will never forget that. It was like 3:30 a.m. or something. He was traded. Freaking DeMar DeRozan, same thing. I think the latest ever trade I've seen from the NFL was Antonio Brown to the Raiders or the Bills or whatever. He was traded insanely late for that one. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. Colts ain't doing that unless Irsay is lost in the sauce again. If he is sauced up, Andrew Berry could finesse him for $1. He could literally get Taylor for like a 7th round pick. Just like what happened in that proposed trade from ESPN. By the way, if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I talk about that proposed trade from ESPN. That would get us Jonathan Taylor for a second rounder. Let me know what you think about it. But I'll see you guys later. Let's go Browns. Let's go Bucks. Another weekend of football is upon us. Let's freaking go. Crazy dog. And I'm out. Again, shout out to everybody who donated. I appreciate y'all. Let's get ready for another weekend of football. Yeah. Bye-bye. Yeah. Go Browns. Yeah. Go Buckeyes. Yeah. Blue Jackets. Yeah. Irish? No. Oh, man. Ugh.